What's up, what's up, what's up? This is Lake Dawson on the Lake Dawson Morning Show here in New York City. Hope you're having a good day today. And today's show, this morning show, is something that's near and dear to my heart, and that's about business. This is about growth and prosperity, getting out of the fear. Getting out of the fear, and that's the key. Get out of the fear, right? So we're going to go over a few things, and I'm going to just touch base on some simple ways to restructure yourself so that you could be placed on the right path. Just like a plane, when a plane is in the air, it has to constantly restructure its the way that it maneuvers so that it'll go to the right ending point. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the different businesses that I was in. And all the businesses that I've been in, from real estate to owning my own company to marketing and public relations, I've learned that the most important thing in business is being able to structure how you're going to do your sales and taking away the fear of that of the meeting and closing the actual deal. Okay. Number one, first things first, get off your ass. That's it. End of story. And grow, right? Excuse my French for all those who don't use profanity. But I have to be blunt, when it comes to that. Some people, they don't want to really go far. They don't want to move. They don't want to grow. But guess what? It took me to have to do what I learned over time, a 90-day blitzing kind of situation, almost every 90 days, to increase productivity, right? And there was a situation where I used the 90-day blitzing service. Now, when I first got into the business, I studied as much as I possibly could, but I was watching all of these people that were on a higher income levels than I was in the business, and I wanted to see how they maneuvered. I wanted to see what it was that they did to grow their wealth exponentially, right? So I started watching their videos. I read the books. I listened. And there were key components that each of them had that I learned from. One was being confident. One was doing a 90-day blitz. The other one was taking away the fear factor. And timing is everything. Well, we'll go on to timing a little later. All right. So let me focus on a 90-day blitz thing, right? So I worked with a team in the business, and each of us had our different strategies on how we were going to get clientele. I decided to take the most valuable people in the company, study their ways, and put a successful strategy together that will allow me to succeed as if I had them in my back pocket to call. Which technically, if you Facebooked any of them or whatever, they would email you back, right? Which actually happened, because there was a point where I sent an email to one, and they immediately messaged me back, and they told me to be the change that I seek. Point blank, period. And that's what I began to focus on. And within, excuse me, within I believe a 30 to 60 day period, I increased my clientele by 300%. And that was because I decided to take the 90-day blitz and utilize it, as well as estimate the amount of time that it's almost like a science, right? That is required to successfully close a client in the process. Very first and most important thing for you to have. Number one, you need to have all of your business documentation, like applications, like pens, pencils, notepads, things that will easily progress the outcome of the close, right? Don't look forward to just giving someone a laptop and having them fill out the application on a laptop and a laptop alone, right? And then two, remember, you want to have time, simplicity. So if you are showing videos, if that's your means of doing so, and you decide you're going to show a slideshow or show a video to interest an individual in being a part of the business, the very most and the most important thing is keeping an individual's attention, right? Most of the time when you bring somebody into the office, they really don't even want to be there unless they truly feel like they could progress and it'll help themselves or their company grow. So in the 90-day blitz, nothing else matters but the business. And I'm going to be perfectly honest. You need to focus, put your head down, and move straight, right? So you write a list of names down of the people, the individuals that you know first, your family members, your friends, colleagues at work, at your foundational job, people of that nature. And then what you do is you think about the people that may be interested. Oh no, excuse me. Let me retract that. That will be interested. Different businesses. Go to different companies. Speak to the cab driver that drives you to work. People at if you attend church, people at church, that kind of thing, right? And set up a meeting point, a time that'll be comfortable for them, and then show them the presentation that you want to show them for them to be interested. The second thing is this, and this is what I learned as I was doing my 90-day blitz. You have to work 16 hours a day during a 90-day blitz. So you usually won't go to sleep until about 2 or 3 in the morning. Sometimes you'll get so excited that you won't go to sleep at all. Sometimes, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, like you'll be wide awake, you'll try to sleep, but it won't work. Okay, so I'm gonna be real honest with you. That happened to me, but that's perfectly fine. See, now if you in conversation with people overseas, which I know some of you have friends and family that do, you can reach out to them at about 3 or 4 in the morning. You know what I mean? And in reaching out to them at 3 or 4 in the morning, hold on one second, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Had a phone call. So what you want to do is, like I said before, put your head down, move forward, make the phone calls. If you know people from England, if you're in the U.S., England, India, or Australia, you could reach out to them early in the morning hours, 3, 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or however you want to do it, right? So when you're in a 90-day blitz, no parties, no birthdays, no vacations, no sex. You want to focus on the business. This is what you do. You're immersing yourself into the business as a whole. Okay? 90 days. And I'm talking about phone call. Don't distract yourself. Don't allow people to distract you. You need to focus on getting it done. That's what slows down. Remember, it's about the numbers game. How many people do you contact? Do you have a group call where you could call your whole family as a group and do a business call there? Do a Zoom conference. At zoom.com, you have that capability. You could do that. All right? So do that 90 days and you're definitely going to see your clientele increase dramatically. Now, time sensitivity, right? You got to do the scientific calculation on this. How fast, what is a person's attention span, right? Usually, whenever I do a presentation, in the beginning when I first started working in the business, what I was shown was that the presentation was about 15 minutes long, not including the talking after the video was over. And I said, I need to condense this because people don't really want to be here in the first place. So let's get them in and get them out. Get them in and get them out. Just like a Starbucks or a McDonald's. Not to put both of them in the same category, because those are two separate companies with two separate idealisms. So what I did was, instead of me using the video that was 15 minutes long or using a slideshow that was 15 to 20 minutes long, I found a video that was 7 minutes long, which narrowed the time down and people still had their attention flow, right? But then I realized during the 90-day blitz showing that even a 7-minute video was kind of long, and people started moving around, were getting a little shaky. So I found another video, and the video was around 4 minutes long. So that was the max, 4 minutes. Did that video. Right after the video was immediately the application and the pen, because the video showed everything. And when you give an individual an application and pen and you say, awesome, do you have any questions? Are you ready to get started? You'll hand it to them. Hand them the application and pen. Because remember, for the 4 minutes, their mind was moving. They weren't speaking or anything. They were listening and they were visualizing. They were visualizing themselves with the business or what have you, right? Now, once that's over, the first thing that is tangible that they could hold in their hands is the application and the pen with your company's name on it and the options that they have. Now, if they have questions, they'll immediately ask you the questions. If they can't pay for the services or whatever, or the services are too much, then you go to a second negotiation stance. You never negate it out whatsoever. At the end of the day, you want to get them to fill out that application and put their credit card information on the application. That's key. Do not end the meeting until they sign that application and put their card information in. Okay. Now it'd be a difference. Now this, if they say they're just not interested, you ask why, and they say something like, well, I don't need the services because we already have a service similar, then you could go into discounting the service, that kind of thing. Work on the negotiation process. Okay. And then if they just say no, then just say okay, and then you could move on to the next person. Okay. That's fine too. Maybe call them up in another 30 or 60 days or something, and take them out to lunch, see if maybe something changed. Maybe 3 or 4 months down the line, something is different, and they want to try something new. You never know, right? But the 4-minute mark is key for the slideshow and the video. The application is going to give them 3 options to pay: full price, that's platinum, payment plan, that's gold, and the simplest package, which is like bronze or something like that, where they'll get the simplest service that you have, right? Maybe a couple videos, or maybe if you're in real estate, maybe once a month checking on the house, whatever is service you guys provide. Okay. Now, this is stuff that I have done, ladies and gentlemen. This is not something that I just read in a book. This is something that I've actually implemented in my life, and it has actually worked. I have received checks in the mail from doing these things, okay? So be clear, all right? Be clear. Now, let's go on to the negotiation aspect. Now, remember, for all those who are just tuning in with me, this is the 90-day Blitz. My 90-day Blitz schedule and how it changed my sales numbers. The second thing is negotiation, right? So you go in, you give them the pen, you give them the paper, they hold it in their hand, it's tangible, it feels better than just looking at something on a video. And With that, you're giving them the business card and you're showing them that you are actually professional. When you give them someone something that they can hold on to as the company logo, name, application information, and all of that stuff, people become more comfortable with you and doing business with you. Okay, so in doing the negotiations, some people may fill it out and they'll choose an option, and then they'll say, okay, cool. Sometimes they'll be slick and not put their credit card information on. And then you ask, well, we need your card information so we could put it in the system. And then they'll say something like, well, I don't have the money right now. It won't be till this, or I'm not comfortable, this, that, and third on paper. So in that case, I give them the option to either do it online. You could fill it out online now if they're more secure with it, as opposed to having it on a paper document. Or what I do is I ask a specific date. Okay, when are you able to? When will you get paid next? When does your next check come in? Let's put it for that date on this form. We'll put it for that date. I give you my word that nothing is going to be charged. If so, you could do whatever you got to do. Call the authorities, however you want to do it. But my word is my word, and my name is my name, and my company's name is its name, and we only do the best that we can do for our clientele. You have to reassure them that you are actually there for them and not for your own self-worth. Once you do that, you'll begin to increase clientele, and you definitely is guaranteed. You're guaranteed to grow. Okay, so that's negotiation. There's other ways as well, and what I'll do is maybe I'll create like a PDF or something like that and put it on the website, or I don't know, do something. I talked about time being key. But time is the most valuable asset that everybody has, even though it's fictitious. Time is what makes or breaks someone. In football, for example, it takes just a matter of seconds for you to lose the pigskin. You know what I mean? In the stock market, it only takes a second for the stock to go down and you lose all your money, or make more money for that matter. It's about structure and how you're moving, how you growing. You have to do statistical analysis. Doesn't matter what you're doing it in, you have to do statistical analysis. You do that, you'll be good to go. All right, let's talk about fear, for example. Let's talk about fear. You have to pull the trigger in sales. You're either an You're either an employee of a businessman who does sales, or you are the salesman, or you are an employee who does sales. Okay? In fear comes blockage for your success, for your growth. You hinder yourself from moving forward. You hinder yourself from moving forward. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Now's the time. If you've been contemplating on building your business, or you work for a real estate company that's quite successful, and you don't know what's going on with yourself, why you're not able to do the same numbers, get a mentor, get out of that fear, and move forward. The minute that you feel that energy that says, oh, you don't want to do that, or remember what happened before, or whatever, that means that either one, you need to study more so you're more confident. You need a mentor to show you how to do things, or you need to just get out of your comfort zone. Okay? Get out of your comfort zone. And that's the problem with a lot of people. They're comfortable and content, and they don't want to move forward. But I'm telling you, if you want to live a better life, if you want to leave a legacy for your family, this is what you're going to have to do. End of story. Point blank, period. Okay? So let's see. Like I said before, as a matter of fact, I'm going to give you an example. When I graduated from the university, I decided that I was going to try to become a stockbroker, right? And if I was afraid, if I was in fear, I would have not made the first phone call. It would have never happened. I would have never gone to the office on Wall Street. I never thought that I would be able to interview or become a part of a brokerage firm. Never in my entire life. No one in my entire life ever said that it would be possible or wouldn't be possible. I've seen it in movies, Wall Street, Boiler Room, Margin Call, a lot of different movies. And I watched American Greed and a lot of CNBC shows. So I was intrigued by it. And I said, let me try it. So I went and I interviewed and they hired me. And I studied for my Series 7 for 3 months. And I failed it by 12 points. And my stepdad and my mom, they offered to pay for it again for me to take it. And I was, the second time around, it was a class that a couple buddies of mine at the office suggested that I take. And it was a 95% success rate. And I was going to do it. But I felt that the stress level at the time was going to be too much for me. And I just decided to move on. Which that was a choice that I made, and I did, and I moved on. But it was a business decision, and but I did it, and I moved on, and I grew from it, and I learned the information that I studied in the Series 7. It helped tremendously. It put me on a roadmap for understanding how real estate works, and that moved me into getting my real estate license, which I did. And I went to a couple of Robert Kiyosaki seminars, and I met a couple real estate developers and moguls and whatnot. And they taught me the structure of real estate and how to purchase and how to package the real estate and insurance funds and whatnot. And then I moved up from there and went to more conferences and whatnot. And then I, went into purchasing and sales, and I started working at several different real estate companies. And it was, it's an experience. And now, now I'm in investments and development, and I have several mentors, and, just growing and becoming the greatest good that I could become and giving back. So, yeah. Anyway, that's going to be the show for today, ladies and gentlemen. If anybody has questions, let me know. Just put a message at the bottom. I'll answer those questions for you. Anybody who likes the show or likes the Lake Dawson TV, go ahead, subscribe and like. Hit that subscribe and like button. And I'll be doing videos about business and growth and success and book reviews and just different things. And my website is going to be completed quite soon, and I'll be doing conferences and lectures, and you guys will have the ability to meet me and talk and such things like that. Okay. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, you all have a wonderful day. I'll be speaking to you soon.